Welcome to Bio Life Chat. Today, I want to talk about something real good. It's my personal testimony. A lot of times we see people who may inspire us, or people that you're like, oh, they look like they have it all together, like we've had it easy our entire life. But the truth is, there's always a story, a backdrop to why or how a person became who they are. So for many of you that don't know, I'm originally from Long Island, New York. I am a New Yorker. So let's start right at my beginning. So I am the oldest of 5 children. My mom, she was a single mom. And with my mom being a single mom, of course, that means that my father was absent. And that took a toll on me as a little girl. Like, I was a 100% authentic daddy's girl. And when I became a certain age, I realized that, you know, daddy is not there for me like I want him to be, and it broke my heart, literally. So after experiencing that kind of heartbreak, of course, you know, you get to a certain age, which for me, it was 11, 12 years old. You just get into this frame of mind where, okay, I'm just gonna do me. Now, let me put this out there. Because of being an older child and having 4 other siblings underneath me and having to play a, for lack of a better term, a mommy role while my mom was working to provide for us, you get into this frame of mind where you're a lot more mature than maybe the average 10, 11, 12-year-old. So by the time I was 12, you know, I was feeling myself a whole lot. The lack of that father figure definitely transitioned me into the mind frame of looking for love in all the wrong places. We moved south, and that was a whole nother transition, and it was just a lot for me. Now, if I could just backtrack just a little bit more, my mom always raised us to go to church and to know God, and that is just our lineage. We've always been taught to honor God with our lives and to fellowship at church. So some may recognize that as being a pew baby. So basically meaning that from the time I was born, I've always known nothing but God and church. So we moved south, and I became super boy crazy. I was all for the guys. Like, at 12 years old, you're like, girl, you need to sit down. You were being fast. But that's where my mindset was. I started to be interested in guys. It was at that age that I lost my virginity, and oh, Lord Jesus. Yeah, that was my life. And that was the catalyst that just took me to a whole nother world of just rebellion and wanting to do things my way. My mom did everything possible to try to get me to get on the right track, but I just kept spiraling out of control. I had a really bad addiction to physical intimacy, or the word for it is promiscuity. I just became very promiscuous and was just out there doing my thing, and had countless doctor's appointments, countless this, countless that, that I dealt with. And let's not even talk about emotional, I was just everywhere. But my mom kept taking me to church. As bad as my attitude was about having to go, as bad as I treated the people that were at the church, even the pastor that I had at the time, it was terrible. But God placed us in an awesome ministry, and that was the start of something really good. So the pastor that I had at the time, he took me under his wings. He became my spiritual father, and no matter how disrespectful I was or how troubled I was, he still took the time to counsel me and talk to me and just kind of help me through that rough patch. I'm so grateful to God for every person that has ever spoken into my life, that have been a mentor in my life, that has been a counselor in my life. God strategically placed some amazing people around me that helped to shape who I am today by just allowing them to be used. Was just a blessing to my overall story, and I'm eternally grateful, and I'm praying that I can pay it forward by talking to you about it. Still did my thing. I still was doing what I wanted to do. I was a runaway frequently. I was disrespectful to my mom. I snuck guys to the house, left the house, you know, without telling anybody I was leaving, and just was doing my thing, just out there. My self-respect had gone completely out the window, and of course, you know, my father, he couldn't tell me anything. I was like, you ain't even here, dude. You can't tell me nothing. And it was just really hard, really hard. I was hurt. So that lack of guidance from him and support from him really took a toll on me. Woo, but my mama, she kept praying for her child, and she kept fighting for me. However, like, she loved me through all of that foolishness, and still, you know, was my mom, and I'm so eternally grateful for that. And right when I was at the ugliest, I mean, I probably was the most wild child at that point, and then got through in a monkey wrench. At the age of 16, my dad came back into our lives. Woohoo! Didn't see that coming. I lost it, literally lost it. I ran away for days at a time. I fought days at a time with them. I left unannounced countless times. I got into more guys, I got into drinking. I started going to the club. Yes, I went to the club illegally. It was ugly. So I remember you know, while going on that little rampage, my mom, she had given me a tithing envelope. She gave all of us one, all of her kids, and she put $1 in each one of them, and she put my name on it, and she said, I want you to put this in church. And on the back of the envelope, it said, Lord, save this child. So me with my ratchet self, I took that $1, and see, back in the 90s, we only had payphones. I took that $1, and I went out some change because I wanted to call somebody because I wanted to get out. So to bring this on in, I came to a point where I couldn't run no more. God strategically put my father back into the household during that time frame to line me back up. As much as I was fighting and trying to do my own thing, I had to go back to my first love. Because remember, I said I was a pew baby. So I grew up in church all my life. I grew up knowing of God all my life, but I didn't have that relationship. And at 16, that started transitioning to, now it's time for a relationship, Erica. Didn't really want to admit it, but it really broke me down. And it came to a point where my back was literally against the wall, you know, the element of having my parents, you know, together again at that time, and me wanting to be rebellious and fight and do my own thing. All of that came full circle to the point where God was like, Erica, you gotta come to me. You gotta come to me. I'm the only one who can help you and rescue you from this right here. I'm the only one that can help you. My only source of help was to talk to God.